like 13 hours.
This podcast is brought to you and powered by Sunday Cool. Watch this. Oh, listen! Did that really scare you?
That's my least favorite one.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Go back to the deeper one.
Why don't I get
Correct.
voices?
No, deeper.
What? You don't get voices because you're not worthy.
Maybe one day.
Did you try to do a voice in the thing?
A little bit.
Maybe one day. It's working.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Is it actually?
I don't know. No, it's not. It's lame, dude.
No, it's
I
not.
hate this soundboard so much. Dude, that sounds like Dark. That's literally the Dark. There's one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys had pub subs 2 days this week because of the Welsh 5.
I
One.
did.
I had it today. I had one today. He had like 3, I think. Like or 4.
And it was a terrible experience.
But did you have a yummy sub?
No, it wasn't good because she rushed it.
Oh.
That old, beautiful soul.
Gave you some too, didn't she?
Did she really?
She did.
Why?
What's up with the attitude?
I got
lately?
there. Pickup was at 11:20. I got there at 11:21 because my truck battery is dead. So-
Well, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But I get there. It's not in the pickup thing. And I wait in line. There's only one person in line. I wait there for, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm like, hey, I'm picking up for Josh and Andy. And she goes, I don't have any of that. She said,
That's how
she
she
said,
responds.
she said, I have Amy.
Oh, that's it. I forgot my friend's name.
I
Yes,
said,
it's
no,
Amy.
Josh and Amy. She said, so Amy, the 3 orders, salads? I said, nope.
Nope.
And she's like, did you look in the pickup? I said, yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
there. She walked me over, saw it wasn't there. She's like, are you sure it was the right location? I'm like, yeah. And I showed her. She's like, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't get it. I'm like, well, I paid for it. And then Andy paid for it. Long story short, I ended up hitting her.
They called the
But
police.
luckily, we were gone before the police showed up.
And I said, you've just lost a customer.
You let my husband deal with this on his own. You didn't go with him.
No,
I
he had to sit in the truck because I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah. He made me sit in the truck like a kid. He's like, lock the doors. I would not have let her walk all over him like
Yeah.
that. I would have stood up for him.
Good.
Hey!
That's my friend.
That's my friend!
He just wants a sandwich. That's all he wants.
Yeah, but it was disappointing.
Sorry. I hit
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
So we technically got free subs, but we still pay for him.
So
Because
we
he just
didn't
walked.
get-
He just walked out with them. Didn't pay for him. But like we already paid for
Yeah,
him.
I did pay for
I saw
him.
my note. I was like, I just want to make sure it came out of my bag.
So, like, you didn't get that confirmed with anybody? You just walked out of there?
I got confirmed on the Chase card.
You are so brave.
If they were to stop me, I have it says, look at this.
paid, confirmed, order number.
Your order. We received your order. And then it says, you did
subs.
not pay. Just kidding. No, I paid.
You
Yeah,
got
it
me
says
for a
this order
second.
has been paid online.
Boom. Free subs. I'm
Whose
just gonna-
side are you on?
That just would scare me.
Dude, what if she found
I'm
out she
not
was a
afraid of
plant
anything.
and she was literally working for pub subs this whole time?
Wow.
She's big
Pulls
pub
out a
subs.
gun.
Pay right now.
He's like, she's always actually smelled like salami this whole time.
Wait a minute. Things aren't adding up here.
Hey, welcome back, Lil.
Thanks.
Been a long time.
I was thinking, I'm like, you know something? I don't know anything. Remember that emergency episode that we... remember
Finally, she admits
that?
it.
Hey, stop. Remember that emergency episode we did where you guys told me about Kate?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anything about what was happening in the world because I didn't have TikTok.
Yeah.
Listen, I met this literal angel at
Okay.
the park 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Her name is Taisha Vargas. Her husband loves the show. I know this because he came to say hello to them on his lunch break, and he was like, I know who you are, or whatever, which was cool because nobody ever recognizes me. They only recognize you guys. But anyway, she was just like spitting so much wisdom, and she loves the Lord. But she was also like, we gotta stop looking at our phones all the time. And I'm like, yeah, you're so right. Jamie and I, we're both she's literally just like preaching at us
Yeah.
at this playground. we delete our social media that day.
Yeah.
And then Josh was like, you can never get TikTok back now. Because
You've ruined it.
I would have never
You didn't have
known
to,
that.
you didn't have to delete it. You could have just removed it from your home screen so you don't see it.
No, but I had done that months ago, and all I do is go and search for it. It's like I'm like a squirrel.
I did hear that you can go to TikTok.com and download it that way.
Ooh, what were you gatekeeping that?
No, I learned it today.
Oh,
No, we're
okay.
sponsored by TikTok.com now.
Anyway, yeah, so I actually have no idea what's happening in the world, so this is going to be a really exciting episode.
That's actually probably what we need for you to do.
Yeah.
I was thinking it might be more productive.
Yeah, we might get a lot more gasps and shocks face, so
Yeah.
it's good. Good for the bod.
Just like it when women don't know anything.
Watch it.
Yeah, we just try to hide history from women.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm like, oh, look, she just texted me right now. Taisha Vargas.
Sounds like a rapper.
Tasha Vegas. Tasha Vegas.
Yo, shout out Tasha Vargas! Ladies and gentlemen! We the best!
That's awesome.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it is cool. She's a cool lady.
Andy's pretty cool too, right?
Yeah.
Her children are named Manna. She's a girl, Manna, and Canaan.
Dope names.
Girl,
Dope
you
names.
my manna. You're my darling manna. You came down from heaven to feed us, manna.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I
I don't know. I dabble.
I
I don't want to brag to anything, but I dabble.
Dude, if,
I don't know,
I would
man.
hate you so much if you talked like that all the time.
So,
Yeah,
guys,
man, that's
listen to
just
this. Did you guys hear what's happening in Washington, D.C.?
That's pretty wild. We won't even talk about it.
It's crazy. I don't know. I don't,
Super not chill.
It's not chill. I don't know. I don't want to talk about politics and stuff, but it's crazy.
But we'll dabble.
I feel,
Full
like,
dabble,
I
so.
feel like I'm being trolled.
Do you know Trump?
Yeah.
Do you want a song?
Yes.
All right, fine.
For old time's sake,
'Cause this
Yes.
could be the last one after you
I
hear
thought-
what we're going to talk about today.
I thought Lily was leaving with Corey. I thought that's how it worked.
What?
Once we fire one person from Sunday Cool,
Oh.
the other person that was also their replacement.
Well, she quit.
I don't
so-
even work here.
Well, we fired Corey. I want to go on record. We
Yeah.
did fire him, so
Because
just too racial.
yeah,
Yeah, very handsy.
yeah, but racial in like a really good way,
Yeah, he was almost too racial. Like,
Yeah.
it was really
like
positive.
a positive racist.
But it's like, just okay, we get it. We
What
get
would
it.
be
You're
a
not
positive
racist.
racist.
Oh boy, I don't know.
What would
Just
be
a good
positive?
person.
No, it's a guy that's just brings up race into everything, but it's not in a negative way. But it's just like, okay, then drop it. If you're not a racist, then
Yeah.
just quit bringing it up all the time.
Yeah, it's like actually you're the most racist person I've ever
Yeah.
met.
Just the person who
Obsessed with
starts
it.
stories with. I was with my black friend the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
You're like, okay. You could just be
Oh,
your
so that
friend.
didn't have anything to do with the story. Got it. Okay.
Those are racist people.
Yes.
And what do we think about them?
Get rid of them.
Get them out.
El Salvador prison now.
Throw them in the Gulf of America.
It's updated.
I saw that.
I
So
did.
dumb. It's dumbest thing I've ever
I think
heard.
I
it's.
don't know.
I think it's
I
pretty
think it's
cool.
something. All right, hit us with that.
As an American, I think it's
Hit us with
pretty
that bling bling bling. They said we stole it. That ain't true. We built the Gulf with the red, white, and blue.
Oh gosh.
Dug it deep with our bare hands. Now it's the greatest body of water in the land.
It's filled with sweet tea and barbecue sauce. Ain't no foreign tides rolling through our docks. And when the moon pulls the waves just right, they rise up singing, we're born to fight. You're welcome, world, for all that we've done. We built the moon and we made the sun. We gave you wheels, we always win. We built the Gulf where no Gulf had been.
We made the pyramids one by one. Taught Shakespeare how to make them puns. We invented pizza built the Great Wall, taught cavemen how to throw a football.
Invented sushi, invented wine, taught the French how to properly dine.
That's impossible.
The Leaning Tower, that was our plan. Have you heard of Beethoven? He's American man.
You're welcome, world, for all we have done. We made the stars, we built the sun. We gave you fire, we made the wheel, and we taught the penguins how to waddle for real. Woo! They say we take too much credit, but where's the proof? I just don't get it.
Who else could dream so bold and so grand? Who else could claim all of this land? You're welcome, world, for all we have done. We made the air, we made the fun. We wrote your books, we made your cheese, and we built the Gulf with pure liberty. Sing it! Oh! We built the Gulf with pure liberty.
We built it. Yes, we did. Yay! We built the Gulf. That's what we did.
We built the Gulf, and I'm so glad. Even though Mexico is probably mad.
Wow.
What an ender!
USA! USA! USA!
We also love everyone else in the world. Just a little biased. A little biased.
But it's ours
Ah, but it's ours.
Guys, that was awesome.
Just kidding, it's ours.
Are you in
All
love
of
with it
them.
now? You're like on
You're
board
on
with the Gulf
board?
America?
I'm in love with the satire about it.
Okay,
That's it.
that's fine.
Do you guys see this knife?
Is there a spider? Okay.
Yeah, it's been there a while.
There's literally a spider here this morning, so I thought you were pointing at a
I
spider.
thought
I
for
got
sure
freaked out.
she was doing
Dude,
that.
that freaked me out.
You
I'm
didn't
pretty
get
sure.
it?
No, I could. I told you, we had the pillows and all this junk, and
What
I
are
tried.
you talking
Stop.
about?
We did. Well, it's not. It was like literally like first thing this morning.
Oh boy.
But
I'm
that's
not
what
at
made
ease.
you. That's what made me think.
No, there's just a stray knife.
Oh yeah, that's just in case.
Yeah. But you know, it's not just in case.
Just in suitcase.
It's today's question.
Proceed.
We know the craziness that is happening in this world, it can only lead to more craziness.
So true.
But I'd like to think that there's hope.
Yeah.
I'll just get on with it. So today's question, sitting by a viewer. Wait, what is that?
What?
Oh, hold on. Is that the
That's
spider?
it. That's what I'm telling you right there. It's right there. Hold on. Okay, pause the video. Pause the video. Pause the video. Pause the video. Okay. Oh, we gotta stop. It's right there on the edge of the corner. Right there. It's right there. What is it? It's right there.
Stop it.
It was nothing. Welcome to the show.
Did I say ninja? I meant the butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations.
Does it empty your mind?
You learn martial arts. That's it.
That was the question.
Oh my gosh, so the spider thing was a joke.
That was 100% a joke.
Did you guys plan that?
A little
we
bit.
were gonna try to bring it up somehow, but then when you pointed the knife, I was like, "Oh, that's the time. That's perfect." Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's
It's so
trying to
creative.
shove her back into the couch to get on the camera.
You should have just literally just all your might just.
Oh my gosh.
What? I'm joking.
Oh, it's it's a podcast.
Oh my gosh.
You overreact to everything.
Episode 130.
Hey, 130.
Wow.
And today is officially the first episode ever to where I don't have any topics.
That's
just,
not true.
Just kidding. I have a lot
I
of
was gonna
topics.
say, I was like, that can't be true. You would have told me.
You said you had so much good stuff.
We'll see if it's good. Starting off right at the bat, Mr. Beast pyramid video.
Did you
Weird.
watch it?
Dude,
Yeah.
just watched it last night with the girls. I couldn't believe what, like, yeah, you were totally right about all the propaganda.
It's the biggest propaganda piece ever
No
for
way.
Egyptologists.
You ever
I
seen it
mean,
yet?
I saw it was the guy that we've talked about, but
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Dude, they mentioned 4 or 5 times throughout the whole 20-minute video about how it's not aliens, like probably even more than that. Like just never even entertaining the idea. What really ticked me off is that when he's talking about the stones, he talked about 2.5 million, like it's 2.5 million stones. And he says all of them weigh up like to 2 tons. I'm like, first of all, even just watching Rogan, I know that literally some of the stones are 40 tons.
Yeah.
So it's like you didn't like help understand the massive size of this
I know, yeah.
thing. Like it truly is insane.
And
Yeah,
they
they're downplaying the
the
scale.
Egyptologists that were with him, with Mr. Beast and his crew, they're like, this is where the pharaoh was buried, or could have been buried, or it was a decoy place where he was buried, but he's actually buried somewhere else in the pyramid, but we just don't know where it is yet.
So you're telling me they created that whole thing not only just to bury him in it, but also to create decoys?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I mean, I was watching some of the Graham Hancock stuff, and dude, it's just crazy because they literally have vents that are this big, that are shafts that go through the whole pyramid. Then we talk, and I even watched some of the Wi-Fi stuff, and they do an absolute great breakdown with the Tesla thing.
Yeah.
But dude, it's just, it makes no sense. They had stones where they were, limestone where they were, but they decided they would wanted limestone that had quartz and all these other materials inside them that could literally produce electricity and energy.
Yeah, interesting.
100 miles away. Like
I'm
they're not
telling
gonna go and grab. You don't think that's on purpose?
You know why they do it, right? It's because, or why the Egyptologists say that whatever his name is,
I'm trying to. It's like. I'll just
It's
look
like-
it up.
Yeah, it might be in the description. I don't know, but
Zol.
why
Zol-
do they do that?
Zola?
Yeah. It's because they take pride in the fact that Egyptians built it.
Yeah.
Instead of the theory that the Egyptians came across it.
Yeah.
Like they found it.
Yeah.
And then they built their city around it.
Which I don't know. I mean, no matter who built it, still impressive. The props given to whoever, but
Yeah.
you can't claim you know how it was built and why it was built.
The Sphinx thing made me upset too.
What about it? The
So,
gold?
People
with
have
the,
speculated.
with the smaller head.
Huh?
The thing with the
No,
small,
they didn't talk
The
about
chip
that.
nose, the one.
People, no, you're talking about how it was
Yeah,
originally
yeah.
a dog head or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lion's head or whatever. No, they didn't talk about that. But people speculated that there is a buried chamber or room underneath the Sphinx.
Yeah.
But it's under the front paw.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever that guy's name is,
Zahi Hawass
Zahi. See, I was close. I said Zah.
or Havas.
I heard Za.
Zahi. He's like, let me show you. And he brought Mr. Beast to towards the back of the Sphinx where there's like this little hole. And this hole, like they both like barely sat in it, fitted in it.
If I went in there, it would have been fat eating in it.
Yeah. But he's like, see, there's nothing in here. And he's like, okay.
And they literally left a $10,000 chunk of gold.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean-
what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't obviously to try to debunk those. I'm sure they had, it's just like kind of the stuff where we're supposed to go to that certain country and they're like, hey, as long as you talk positively about our country
Exactly.
in your videos, you'll be fine.
Well,
And it's like, that's probably what it was because he got
100%.
access that is beyond belief.
100%. That's why he was able to spend 100 hours at the pyramid, was for the sake of Zahi and his crew being like dismissing
Reinforcing.
everything all these other people have said about the pyramids.
Yeah, it's a real thing because we literally got reached out, and that's whatever, no matter how we feel. But there is agendas like that like, hey, we'll pay for this, we'll pay for that, we'll give you access,
Yeah.
simply so that because you have a big platform, you have influence, and people will believe in the whatever you make it up to be.
Yeah.
And so it's just it's such a bummer because he
know,
could have
dude.
done, if he could just switch his mindset and start doing like Mr. Beast style videos, but on for adults and stuff styles, dig into these conspiracies because he could get to the bottom of it.
Mr. Beast for adults.
That's what I'm saying. Because the edits are so cheesy, I can't stand
Yeah.
it. Like I see right through it. It's so wild.
We got 100 hours at the pyramids, and we're gonna go to places humans has never been ever.
And I
Okay.
could, when he did those
And you're
ads
like
for those
this.
little things,
Do what?
when those little
The little toy things?
Yes, my girls were like, those look cool. And I'm like, see it. I was like, see Demi, and I paused it. I was like, Demi, This is how it works.
This
Yeah.
is the
like
trick.
it's
You've been
literally a piece of
indoctrinated.
plastic. It's like you're being tricked right now.
Close your eyes.
Do you remember like the magazine scales at school? And they would have like you'd have to sell like $500 worth of magazines, and you would get like a little monkey keychain or something.
Yeah.
And my mom would say stuff like, "I'll just take you to the store and I'll get you one. Seriously, if you care that much about it." And I'm like, "But it's not the same.
It's not.
know.
I need to earn it.
I need my peers to recognize that I got it."
Yes. Rub it in. I used to feel like a dingus every time we did one of the like jump rope things or like fundraisers as a kid. You're like, you had the magazine. You're like, if you got this much, you would get like a PlayStation. And then I always end up with just like a wristband or something.
Yeah,
It's just like a
something.
fuzzy wristband. Pretty cool.
Speaking of wristbands, though, here's a risk
Oh,
that could
risk.
ban us from the universe.
Oh.
Did you guys hear about? Or actually, we talked about this meteor a couple months ago, if not like half a year ago.
Okay.
That was
Which meteor?
It said it was
The one from like 1 to 30 years or something like that? Like that it was supposed to come?
Yeah, or 2020. The meteor is called 2024 YR4,
Okay.
and it's the size of the Statue of Liberty. It says
300 feet.
300 feet, and the percentage of it hitting Earth was like 1%. But in the past couple of weeks, NASA has come out and said, those chances have now doubled. So it's at 2.3% now that it's going to hit Earth.
Oh boy,
On December 22nd, 2032.
well, that's Janie's birthday.
That's Jane's birthday. Happy
Aw.
birthday.
She's gonna be. Ooh.
That's 7 years, right?
What is
She'll be
2032?
10. Turning 10 that year.
2032.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said it's a 1 in 42 chance that it's going to hit Earth, and they're calling it the city killer because they said it would be 1,000 times more, or the blow of it, explosion of it, would be 1,000 times more powerful than the bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious.
The impact.
Yeah,
At least it's going to land in New York City.
yeah.
If Hollywood's right about anything.
No, but their prediction, they have really no idea where it's going to hit. They said it more than likely will hit the ocean, but then there's also a chance that it could hit the moon. And they said debris from the moon could actually come and hit Earth.
Dude, could you
Oh, we
imagine?
need the moon.
We do. I mean, the moon would still be there, but just
Oh,
fragments of
I
it would
see.
come off.
I mean, that like, what's the impact or like the aftermath of all that? Like, because I'm sure it's got to jolt a little bit, right? Like it's,
They
and
said,
also just the Earth being. I mean, is it just being held so closely that it won't really shift the Earth at all, or is it gonna?
no, it won't be that bad.
But if it hits the ocean, the waves from that.
Well, they're saying that
That's
it could
crazy.
cause humongous tsunamis.
Yeah, like Florida would not be
Terrifying.
here anymore.
No, it would still be here, but it would be
Underwater
of it,
partially.
A lot of it would be.
Oh, I mean,
Get a
people
big
would be-
wave.
People would be destroyed.
Dude,
Should we start buying
our property
homes?
value would be through the roof in this area.
Oh my gosh, no, we'd be out of here.
I'm just gonna
Let's-
sit on the beach,
Would be
dude.
good.
No,
We're 200 feet of elevation.
Yeah, Mount Dora, shout out.
Have you ever seen the scale? They do a video of like the smallest waves into the
Yeah, yeah,
biggest
yeah.
tsunamis, and I can't even comprehend it. It's insane that the tsunamis that we have on record. Crazy. I mean, if
Very
that was the
scary.
point, I would literally just sit on the beach and just take it. You know, just gotta just
Have
Yeah.
you ever
whatever.
seen?
We're
is-
going out.
Is it the movie? Is it Contact with Jodie Foster and Elijah Wood?
I've never seen that.
Oh my god, no, Deep Impact. That's what it's
We've
called.
talked about this
Oh,
before.
with Morgan Freeman as president. Yeah,
and
Yeah,
he was
Yeah.
bashing it, and you're like, it's so bad.
yeah.
it's amazing.
I don't love it.
See, same thing.
But you know the tsunami scene
Yeah.
where she and her
Yeah.
dad are hugging each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, that's
And
That's
right.
not that's not Jodie Foster.
Yeah, I can't remember what her name. Impossible with young Tom Holland and Nicole Kidman, and I can't remember. I think Ewan McGregor. That was a crazy tsunami movie. That one was done really well.
Yeah, that was
so scary.
super scary, super sad. 200,000 people actually died in that event.
That's crazy.
200,000.
200,000 people. Yeah.
Dude.
But
What
they're
a
saying this
tragedy.
meteor, if it hits us, it'll be very much like we talked about it a long time ago, but the Tunguska event in Russia. Remember, it was 830 square miles of forest that were just flattened.
Oh my gosh.
And people report there was just like fire and just,
Yeah.
but there's no impact crater. So it was literally just a sonic boom of it coming in.
Well, then what happened to it? Why didn't it impact? Did it just like dissipate as it hit the atmosphere? Or
Yeah,
something?
the impact on the atmosphere was so big that it literally just like shot like a fire vortex at the forest.
That's so
That's so crazy.
scary. What now? Is there any chance that we could like blow it up or something?
NASA says no.
What do you
No.
mean NASA says no? When did
They
that
said,
happen?
like a couple days ago.
What?
So
NASA's just giving up?
we have till April to observe it, and then it's going to be too far for it to be observed. Next time we can observe it is in 2028, I believe.
That's too close to the real event, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 4 years out.
Yeah. So every 4 years it comes back. And so they're going to be able to look at it, but they're saying that it's going to be too close to make any impact to where they can move it.
If I were a logistical operator at NASA, I would have mathematicians doing math, planning, so that if we observe it again and it looks like it's going to hit, we could just head up there real fast.
They're obviously more concerned about it than they're letting on. They're like, oh, it's a 2.3% chance, but they're allowing basically any astronomer, any scientist to have access to the James Webb Telescope to observe it while they can to make better predictions.
Yeah, because there's got to be somebody that's just like some young college kid that they just like wake up in the middle of the night. They're like, he's like, what? And they're like, could you come look at this? And he just figures out it immediately.
So hold on. This can't be right.
He's like, no, he looks at the computer and he says, they said, what? He says, I'm going to need a Red Bull. I'm going to be here for a while.
He's smoking indoors.
Yeah, it's like, you can't smoke in here. Really?
It's just Mr. Beast. We have 4 years to figure out how to thwart this meteor.
Yeah.
We're going to send 10,000 people into space, push them against the asteroid.
We just need Bruce Willis and an oil rig team
That's really what
and
we
a
need.
lot of heart.
Yeah.
And a cure for Parkinson's.
He doesn't have Parkinson's. He has Lewy bodies.
Oh, what?
Dementia.
Dementia, that's what it is. Wait a minute. I forgot what it was.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Where am I?
What?
So, I mean, there's going to be like shrapnel and like other things that come off this, right? If it were to hit Earth, like it would actually like kind of...
Let's call it shrapnel.
I mean, I couldn't think of another word, just like the...
Shrapnel?
I thought it was scrapnel.
Other pieces of the asteroid flying other places is what I meant to say, apparently. Yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, like they're saying like they're worried about the impact of Earth and the moon, but even if it hits like another planet, is that going to throw us? I had always heard this
No,
thing.
it's not that big to jolt any planet. It's basically just like it would like destroy a city.
Yeah.
And cause earthquakes.
And tsunamis.
I forgot to mention that part. They said it could like be a chain reaction for a ton of earthquakes.
You'd be the worst newscaster ever.
Guys, wait, no.
It's going to be no problem at all. It's going to hit at this time. It's going to be fine. There will be earthquakes. Oh, but before we go.
And maybe a tsunami. Anyways, it won't destroy the earth, but it'll be like not good.
Yeah, you can change the channel now. Wait a second. Wait. I forgot something. Wait. Back to the weather. Actually, back to me. What?
Hey, did you ever hear in school that we're at the exact right position, like we couldn't be an inch more to the right or to the left, or life would not exist on planet Earth?
Off the axis.
Yeah. Is that true?
I don't buy it.
I don't either.
I absolutely believe it. Like there is like it's a crazy amount of space that if we moved at all, like, that's the whole point of like God's perfect design is
I'm
like
just kidding. I buy it.
if these things didn't exist, if this place wasn't,
I don't know about an
in a-
inch.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's
I'll
probably not
look
an
up
inch,
the
but it's
measurement.
extremely close. Like it couldn't have happened on accident
Yeah.
to preserve life and to create what we have. It's insane. It's like there's no way it happened by chance. Just made a lot of people angry.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? How would you know?
We were talking about the Earth and its axis with the girls, and it is like, what's gravity? And
Say, well,
I'm
it's
like,
made. It's a
dang.
theory.
Dang, I don't even know.
Some
So-
lie made up by the liberals.
We Google it.
Yeah.
And the definition is the force that draws objects down into the Earth's core or something like that. And that was the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because I know that to be true. I mean, like you feel the weight of gravity and stuff, and it's like pinning us to the ground. But it's the force that wants to pull you, suck you into the middle of the Earth.
Mm-hmm. And if this wasn't here right now, we would just fall into the middle of the earth. Like we're being stopped by just hard surfaces right now. But everything in the universe is trying to suck us into this hot lava core. It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Usually your flat earthers, when they're like, gravity is not real,
how can a butterfly fly, but yet the entire ocean is stuck where it is? I don't know.
Checkmate.
How do you know?
That's such a weird thing. Such a
Gravity.
weird thing.
I don't know, guys.
I don't get it.
Speaking of weird things,
Yeah.
how about some rivers turning red?
Oh,
You sent that to me. I didn't look into it though.
It's wild.
Yeah.
2 rivers.
2 rivers in South America. Yeah.
2,000 miles apart are turning bright blood red.
wow.
Yeah.
Next story.
Moving on.
Why?
But
What
it's
does
crazy.
That? What does that?
They don't know. They have no idea.
They don't.
Well, don't they talk about it like in the Bible story?
The one in Peru, they believe could have been caused by some offshoot chemical plant,
Mhm.
but the exact same thing is happening in Argentina, 2,000 miles away, that has nothing to do with a chemical plant. So they're like, we actually don't know how this is happening.
In the Bible story, didn't they talk about somebody did a deep dive of like when Moses does it, and then when the sorcerers did it, it was because they mixed some mineral in the water, something like that, like iron or something, and it turned it red.
You're thinking of the Prince of Egypt, the movie.
No, but
Same.
somebody,
Like,
it's also the Bible story.
I know, but they don't talk about them.
No,
like,
somebody
using-
did a thing about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
But they
But
do that
in
in the Prince of
Revelation,
Egypt.
they talk about the 7 trumpets, and one of them is the rivers will be turning into.
Or a
It
third
says-
of water, right?
A third of water.
No, I mean, I don't know if there was
I
a
was just
fraction on that one, but the fraction, there was like a third of the animals will die, a third of the trees will burn up, and some other things. but-
7/8 of the water.
Yeah, 7/8.
Revelation 8, a third of the sea turns to blood.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
According
I don't think
to
there's a fraction.
Said a sea.
Yeah, see, in there's
Yeah,
the
you-
rivers.
I said
Dummy.
water. I said water.
Why say water?
What is the sea made out of?
Salt water.
Water.
Not even.
A third of it is.
You believe that it's water.
But you believe in gravity too, huh?
You're a sheep, dude.
um,
Speaking of sheep, did you see Donald Trump's sheep? Goat?
his goat?
That was made out of $100 bills?
No,
You didn't see that?
no.
I figured you would have been freaking out about it. Yeah, there was
Like
a
a goat?
Mar-a-Lago. They had a goat.
Like
thing made
Baphomet.
up- Hold on one sec.
Oh, no.
goat god.
It's like it's
Huh?
made of like $100 bills. Trump goat. Trump goat.
Trump goat money.
You see that? Literally made out of $100 bills with his face on it. People are freaking out about it because it literally is just like it was at Mar-a-Lago. It was being on presentation, and everyone's freaking out because this is literally a golden calf. This is
Yeah.
the type of situation, but
I don't
apparently
know.
it's literally for a human trafficking project. People,
Anti-human
artists-
trafficking.
they call it human trafficking. It's one website. It's no anti in front of it. I don't know what their thing is, but yes, it is to help stop human trafficking. But they have have artists create these things, and they're all goats. Like, so it's just different themes, and so they created one for him, and it's being
Oh.
sold in hopes to fund their movement. So
Dude, they changed
Interesting.
"In God We Trust" to "In Trump We Trust."
yeah,
Oh,
a lot of people are
no.
freaking out about that.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's honestly
That's
a really
so
good
good.
sign. That's in the 9th trumpet.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Why didn't they call them why didn't they call the people who follow Trump trumpets?
Mm.
Hey.
Like trumpets.
You heard those dudes doing like the prophecy in those churches, like, in the Lord's trumpet, I received a word that the trumpet that shall ring is President Trump. And you're like, okay, let's calm down.
Hey, hit the brakes, pal.
Let's take it easy.
I just read the golden calf story last night.
What'd you learn?
Aaron was like anointed to be, he and his sons, they were going to be the guys that were in charge of protecting God's space in the temple, or
Mhm.
there's whatever they were, because they weren't in the promised land yet. But Moses goes up to the mountain, and everybody's like, we need gods to help us.
Yeah.
And he's like, take your wife's earrings and let's melt them and make a calf and stuff. And then Moses comes out, he's like, what's going on here? And he's like, oh, I don't know. They were really upset. And
He's
it's
got
like,
that Adam syndrome.
yeah, I know. It's like, you did it, dude. Anyway.
It's so funny. I was listening to Jacob and Esau's story and how it's like the birthright was stolen. He comes to his father and he's just like, he what? He stole my birthright? And he's like, yeah, sorry. And then he asked like 3 more times. He's like, so you have nothing else to give me? And like no other blessings? Like, no. So nothing else. It's like, could you not just take it back and just give it to me? He's like, nope, you can't. I
No,
can't
too
do
late.
that. Sorry.
You know he's slurping too.
Yeah. It's just, listen, bud, can't do it today.
Hold on.
Yeah. Such a crazy story.
I know.
Cover himself in fur and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
It's like hilarious.
Dude, was he a Bigfoot?
Probably.
Do you know that is a theory? That
No way.
he comes from the line of Cain. And Cain, his ancestral thing are Bigfoot, big feet.
Big feet.
Which that's interesting.
Do you like big feet?
Sometimes.
Take it or leave it.
Speaking of big feet, though, big news.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Jeremy Corbell?
Jeremy Corbell.
He's been on Joe Rogan a lot, but he has that podcast where it's like alien disclosure, UFO disclosure. He's like really involved with like the whistleblowers.
No, I don't think I've seen him.
He is like in the know of like what's going on.
As far as what?
Just deep state,
Really?
UFO disclosure. Like he knows like everything. And he was being interviewed, and he's like, there is a big. He's like, UFOs are real.
Mhm.
Extraterrestrial, whatever you want to call them, they're real. They've been here for a very long time. And the U.S. government has known about it for a very long time. What you don't know is that there is going to be a giant lie that they want you to believe in.
Interesting.
And the interviewer's like, what is it? He's like, do you want me to tell you? He's like, because if I tell you, there is a chance that they might change the lie.
Well, that sounds like someone who making up stuff would
But
say.
listen, I don't know how old this interview was.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. They changed it. They found out it's
Hey,
old.
stop! You're ruining the
I'm sorry,
vibe
I'm
of
sorry.
it.
That's
Anyways,
hilarious.
he's like, the lie is going to be that there's going to be a giant craft slowly headed towards Earth.
Well, they're already saying that.
This was done a while ago.
Okay.
This interview, and he said, in the date that they're given for this craft arriving, he said, and this is the lie they want you to believe in, that it will arrive in 2027.
What? They're literally saying it already. Did the producer of the show sit on this episode
I don't know.
until they started saying it? So
I don't know. I just saw a clip of it. But yeah.
Wow.
That's super
And he's
strange.
like, and it's a lie.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
Does this have anything to do with the asteroid, you think?
It might.
What if the asteroid that they're looking at is the ship or I don't know, man.
No, but they're talking about. Remember when we were talking about how there was a fleet of something. Everybody was saying there's a fleet of something
mothership,
coming.
yeah.
Mothership.
Yeah.
Dude, that's scary.
So
I don't know, man. I just want that to happen already. I just want us to quit waiting for it. I think it really is. This is like the 250-year anniversary. This is going to be a game changer because we're literally celebrating our 250th year in 2027
Yeah.
when all this stuff is happening. And have you seen the guys that do the Google searches? They do like for like 2024, 2025.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then 2027 is all just doom and gloom.
Yeah. And that's when the last pope was supposed to.
Yeah. There's so many things
Prophecy
that
of the
line up.
Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think they're telling the truth?
It's
I don't
just a
know.
weird coincidence, right? That's weird.
My whole thought is like, there's so many people I've seen like, all this end time prophecy stuff is happening. All this weird stuff is happening. Like Jesus is coming back really soon.
Yeah.
Which he definitely could be coming back soon. But my thought is like, if you were a believer and you were so disconnected from news, all that stuff, would you still be able to sense, like have this feeling like there's something off right now?
Mm.
And I can't speak into that just because of how into everything worldwide I am, you know?
Yeah.
Like all the news, all the crazy stuff.
And we
Rivers
can't-
turning red, birds flocking, you know, fish dying,
Wildfires, all these
meteors
things.
coming.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
Francis Chan like getting worked up on it's the scariest thing to me when he's
The
like
2000 year
Adam to
thing?
Abraham is 2,000 years. Abraham to Jesus is 2,000, and approximately Jesus to now is another 2,000. And we have the precedent of a grouping of 6 and then a 7th day of rest, or he says the 1,000-year reign could be what's coming real soon.
I'd be stoked for that.
Because now
I mean, he takes it-
timeline wise,
yeah.
like 2,000 years after Jesus was born.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Ish.
yeah, dude.
Like 2032.
Yeah, but some people even do like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't get into that because I'm just not smart enough. But that's, yeah.
Hey.
I mean,
Yes, you are.
thanks, man.
Get into
I
it.
just know the birth time of Jesus, like the year is sometimes.
Because they're like, oh, it could be
BC.
4 BC.
So it's like,
yeah.
but so like 4, it was usually like 4 BC.
Yeah.
You take 4 off of 32. I mean, like we're literally right there.
Yeah.
We're super close.
Well, that's what the prophecy of the Pope was, right?
Yeah.
They said it was 2,000 years after Christ's birth. They're like, oh, well, then that would have been this time.
Or
And
it
it's
could've
like,
been his
oh no, it was or after his death. And it was like, actually, no, further studies think that Jesus was born in 4 BC, not 0 AD
Yeah.
or whatever, 1 AD.
That's so weird, man.
It's weird. I don't know.
I mean,
I think something's going to happen.
yeah, we're getting
But-
too civilized not civilized, but just advanced as a society. Things are like people are getting trigger happy with these bombs, all these wars. It's like it's gonna lead to something, and it's not gonna be good.
It's interesting when you talk. I feel like in different circles that I've been in where you're talking about the end times, every generation, I feel like they always say, oh, there's been a time where I felt like things
Yeah.
were coming to a culmination. Every generation has had a season like that. But there's just a feeling, and maybe it's just in America. I don't know globally how everybody else, but it feels like things are coming to a head.
All right, this is like out there. But we always talk about like youth camp experiences when you disconnect from everything, right? And like that's one of the ways that God reconnects with you is it's not necessarily just being at a youth camp, but it's the fact that you're removed from all the distractions.
And focused on Him.
What if the reconnection at the beginning of this 1,000-year reign has to do with everything that distracts us, the internet grid going down, like some sort of big World War III type, what would have launched a war, but we're just instantly like, how do you know what's going on in Russia or China if instantly a bomb goes off and the internet goes down? You're immediately like, you got to talk to your neighbors. You got to start doing that sort of stuff. What if that's the means that the
living
church?
community.
And if you haven't been doing that already,
Yeah.
Well, they also
Just a
talk,
theory.
like
Just a theory.
in Revelation where it talks about the 2 prophets coming, and that they'll be killed. But in how many days?
I don't know.
They come back, but it says like when they're killed, it said the whole world or all the nations will mourn.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how would they all know that?
Interesting.
And it's like everyone can know everything now
Mhm.
because we have internet, social media, news, whatever.
also we
mind-
have these people having dreams.
The dreams thing is crazy.
Literally, just full countries, hundreds and hundreds of people having the same dream.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was going to take you guys off topic a little bit.
That's fine.
Let's have a tribulation conversation real quick.
Tribulation.
I just started going to the Bible study with Kelsey yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm jumping right in the center of Revelation.
Did you like it?
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
The
BSF.
best.
It's BSF Bible study, whatever.
Fellowship.
It's at a church in Longwood. Our little group has women from every age range. And it's interesting because I was like, I wonder how these chicks are going to interpret what they're all doing with Revelation,
Mhm.
And immediately they're in the conspiracies, which I was totally about, because
Yeah.
everybody's like, they were talking about like the vaccine. And they were like, they were like, this was a taste of what the mark of the beast is going to look like. I'm like, taste, try, test, and and it was really good. But okay, it talks about in chapter 14, which we were just studying, the angel roaming over the earth and declaring the hour of glory for the Lord is at hand. And don't you think that the angel would only do that if the believers were already taken up? Because otherwise, we're the hands and feet of Christ on earth, sharing the good news.
They're also helpers, though, too. And
Yeah.
they're messengers. And so, I mean, if I was a Christian and if I were to hear or see something like that, it would just motivate me more. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I need to really buckle down now.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
hoping. I'm
yeah.
hoping. I don't want to be here.
What if
I think-
that's
I
what
think
the
we'll be
drones
here.
are?
You think we'll be here the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to start planning.
I think I've already said this before.
My mind could change. I don't know.
But this is really cool inspiration, I think, for us believers, especially if we are living in the end times. I saw somebody do this thing where people are putting up like in their cabinet, like in their main cabinet in their kitchen, they'll put on the inside a list of like a blessing and saying like, this home is a blessing to you, and like there's where the medical supplies are and food and all of this stuff as your final offering to somebody if we do get raptured. And
I would say it's also possibly haunted.
Also, maybe don't live here.
Also, when the toilet seems like it's overflowing, just jiggle the handle.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But it's all yours. Go for it.
Anyway, I thought that was cool. We should all do that.
That is cool.
It's great.
You know what's also great
What?
is the fact that we are not going to go anywhere.
Well. The Sunday Cool Slammer's back in the building. And I know there's a lot of you that have been wondering, watching, listening, thinking, Sunday Cool Slammer, where have you been? Well, let me be honest. I've been traveling the world, you see, stepping foot in all 438 of countries on God's green earth. And to be honest, I've had a great time learning about cultures and whatnot. But I've got to tell you something, because I've traveled from California to Cancun, from New York City to New Brunswick, and there's one thing that's very clear. The people of this world, all humanity herself, are being forced to wear greasy, scratchy, uncomfortable t-shirts. And I'm here to put an end to it. You see, I'm issuing a challenge to every man, woman, and child out there who thinks wearing uncomfortable t-shirts is a good idea. I'm challenging you to a one-on-one steel cage match at SummerSlam. And if you choose to accept this challenge, be prepared for 3 things. Number 1, be ready. Because when you come in contact with this super soft gear, not only will you feel at first like you're being cradled in a warm cloud of cotton candy, before you know it, you're gonna be knocked out and overcome with comfortability. Number 2, when the shock is faded and you're standing there wondering where your mama is, guess what? This size 8.5 boot is gonna come across your chin so fast you're gonna wonder no longer why Sunday Cool offers a 72-hour turnaround. Number 3, when you're laying there dazed and confused on the mat, looking up to your Lord asking, save me, bam! You're gonna get hit with the fact that guess what? We do everything fully custom. Just like a 1, 2, 3 jab, we're gonna make you stand out from all the rest, turning your design dreams into a beautiful reality. Now I wanna finish with this. I don't care if you're the king of Kentucky. I don't care if you're the Prince of Pompeii. If you choose not to go to SundayCool.com and order your t-shirts right now, then get ready to face the wrath of Sunday Cool Slammer laying the hammer down. Yeah!
Was that good? You like that? All right.
You know, we've never done this, so we should just catch up and do all the years.
In one.
Paper, cotton, leather, flowers, fruit or linen or silk, wood.
Do it.
Wood. I could do a wood one.
Maybe I
In
can get
2
you
days?
a tool. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Okay. What are you, a carpenter?
What are you, some sort of...
What are you, Noah?
Can I pick it? Can I pick what you do?
What would it be?
I don't know. Let me
I
think
saw a
about it.
really cool
Kitchen
thing of a
Island.
wooden whisk, but it's just a circle. It's like a spoon, but the circle part is carved out,
Nice.
like a
Do it.
hole.
Just like a bad
And they use it
spoon.
as a
That's
whisk.
not a whisk. Yeah, it's like a slotted spoon with a hole in it. With a big hole.
Whisking is a action.
Yeah. A
They
whiskey
only call it a
one.
whisk because you whisk with it. You're whisking something.
And it's always a whisk. Whether or not it will mix.
Yes.
I made
Yes, it is. It's a very big whisk.
I made pancakes this morning with pancake batter and stuff, and I had to go course correct somebody in the middle of it, and I'm holding the bowl in my hand, and I dropped the whole bowl on the floor, and then Jane laid in it. On
That's
purpose.
amazing.
I was like, "What are you thinking?"
Snow Angel.
Oh my goodness. That little Jane.
Little Jane.
Yeah, it's a question corner
Question corner with Lily, where the questions are fresh on her mind.
Okay.
We ended that a little different.
Question on her mind. What's on our mind?
What's on our mind?
What's on our mind?
Would you rather
Yes.
always have an eyelash in your eye or have hair in your butt crack?
Hair in the butt crack.
Like
Yeah.
a strand of hair that.
Yeah, because that's every day for me, pretty much.
Oh, that was your answer. I thought
Yeah.
you were questioning it.
No.
Yeah, me
She
too.
gets really descriptive.
What kind
So,
of
like,
what kind of hair?
Well, it could be your beard hair would qualify. It can't be the
Just
hair
a
on
long
top of your-
hair.
Elephant hair in your butt crack.
It's like the most coarse thing ever.
Ow! That would be exactly what I would do if I was a genie and didn't like specify which type of hair.
2 weeks. That's your question.
2 weeks.
Are you
Actually,
serious?
3 weeks.
No, that's really good. I'm like 2 weeks. That was your question.
You came up with that in 2 weeks? I would have taken me at least 4.
Guys,
Yeah, but I go butt. But I'm doing a walrus hair, a walrus
Tusk?
not a tusk, but just those little
The whiskers.
Whiskers.
whiskers. Yeah.
it has to be hair that exists in your environment.
Well, this isn't fun. You didn't say that. Okay, do iguanas have hair?
They could.
Yep, an iguana hair
Okay, fine.
in my butt crack. It's such a weird word. You don't ever really say that butt crack as an adult.
I say it quite often.
I think it's literally been years since I've said the word butt crack.
Butt crack.
Hey, all the kids that are watching say butt crack. Today's the word of the day.
Butt crack, butt crack, butt crack, butt crack. We all got butts and they got cracks. You got a butt crack. Hey.
That was dumb.
Punches.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, drop that beat. Beat.
Andrew's got a real.
Yes.
Andrew's got a real.
Yeah, Andrew's got a real rap. And he's gonna show us right now.
Gonna show us.
I forgot I have to stop it.
30 minutes. And you've got me.
I need the cold, good sir. Or you could just do it. Why don't you do 3, 2, 1?
Because I don't have the.
Why don't you do 3, 2, 1?
have a new iPhone.
How about you do it? How about you do the 3, 2, 1, 5, 1, man? Shrek!
That's my favorite.
I'm looking down.
I'm a donkey on the edge.
So we've talked about this stuff before. How dinosaurs are birds, basically large birds, and so this is just a new way. Like we've heard like what a T-Rex might have sounded like. We did that creepy video, and so this person has a theory. They try something, and it just freaked me out. So here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
So the next cool thing that people were suggesting was to pitch down chicken sounds and see if it sounds like a dinosaur or to see what dinosaurs sounded like. This is literally just a collection of chicken sounds slowed down, and I also put in some like jungle ambience to set the scene. Don't say I didn't warn you.
It's a chicken, dude.
Dude, that's so terrifying. Oh no. Run, Jeff Goldblum. That's good.
That was crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right? So he added reverb, jungle ambience, and just slowed down like a, and
Yeah.
that's what it came out as.
That is.
That's the scariest picture of a T-Rex I've ever seen.
the
in my
last
life.
one.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Was it Lily? We talked about when we were in Atlanta about how we just got dinosaur bones wrong, and how like some of them wings or something like that.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
said
yeah.
that. I said whatever it was. I forget.
If they saw my bones. Something about my bones.
I
or
told
something.
Josh to draw a picture of what they thought you would look like.
You never did. We got to
No.
do that. We got to we'll have an art project on for the next podcast.
Yeah, it's crazy because you look at it's a rabbit.
Yeah.
But they basically applied the same science that they do for speculating what dinosaurs looked like to the rabbit. It looked like this crazy reptile thing, but it's a rabbit's
Yeah.
bones. Anyway,
It's
Anyway.
rabbit.
It's a rabbit bone.
boogie
No big
woogie
deal.
woogie.
Nice.
Thanks.
Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy.
It's got to be. I saw Amazon trucks have that on the side of their trucks now.
I saw that.
Yeah. I was like, there's got to be some copyright there, right?
You don't
It's
see
gotta
the
They're
be.
above the
funniest
law.
thing.
That's true. But Bezos is the law.
What's her name? Some actress like
Reese Witherspoon.
ripped into Amazon. Who is it? Mandy Moore. It says Mandy Moore blasts Amazon for leaving package on doorstep of burned down LA house.
Oh, no.
Oh, look at
That's
there's literally not a house, but there's an Amazon.
That's
package.
so funny. Oh my gosh, why?
golly. Just gambling. I think this is
It says do better, Amazon.
What do you want them to do?
Yeah, what are they
I mean, the
gonna
guy's
do?
doing his job.
Says,
Why
can we
did they
not have
order-
better discretion than to leave a package at a residence that no longer exists? This is my mother and father-in-law's home.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but truly, what are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
You ordered
Yeah,
the
why
package.
did you order it to this address? Yeah.
But like, how are they supposed? One, how do they know what's in it? It could be like if
Fire
my house,
extinguisher.
dude. What?
What? A fire extinguisher.
I was like, if I was holding out, like trying to like you
Yeah.
know protect my own property, it's like, dang, I don't have a tent.
Yeah,
Order Amazon.
it might be.
Someone sees the burnt down house and they're like, oh, they just continue driving. You're like chasing it down the street.
I bet it's dog food. I bet they just had a subscription going and forgot about it.
Mm,
You never know.
never know.
Amazon does nothing wrong, though. Honestly, I think we should quit blaming them so much.
Yeah, they should control absolutely everything.
I mean, look what they did to the forest. They did a great job building that thing.
Yeah,
So what? They deliver packages to the wrong addresses sometimes.
yeah.
It's not a big
You
deal.
know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of forests,
I was trying to impart wisdom, by the way. Speaking of fires in California, I had Demi Danoon in my car yesterday, and they were doing a controlled burn at Wakaiva Forest.
Yeah.
And I was telling her about the corrupt Californian government and how they don't do controlled
Smart.
burns and take care of their forest, and that's why it's all on fire.
As a
She-
9-year-old, I'm sure she'd love that.
She's like, all right.
Dude.
Good to know. She's like, that sounds mean.
She's so fun.
Did you see the wildfire in Ocala that
No.
happened? The bombing range, they missed. And they actually started, I think they got it controlled, but it was like 20 acres like went up because the bomb did not hit the bombing range.
whoops.
What bomb? What do we like? Just some
There's a
test?
there's a
Dude,
bombing
there's
range
a
in the
bombing
middle
range.
of
I didn't
Ocala.
know that,
You can hear it sometimes in like Umatilla and stuff.
You know
dude.
the booms that freak him out.
Yeah. Boom. I'm gonna be in Ocala National Forest Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Don't
What are you
go near the
doing?
bombing range.
We're going camping,
That's so fun.
primitive camping, and I just been looking up just to try to find like some cool spots, springs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the videos, they're like, did you know that there's a conspiracy within the Ocala National Forest? Do you know these people went missing? This person was murdered. These people saw UFOs. Like, there's so much out there.
Ocala, you catch a vibe when you drive through
Yeah,
Ocala
there's a
too. There's
vibe.
something
Really?
spooky. But like
I'm
also
interesting now.
the rainbow people. You know what you guys should do in anticipation is watch Alone.
He did.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you like
I
it?
watched the Australian one. I finished it yesterday. Yeah.
Dude.
So good.
The person that I wanted to win won.
Which is crazy because I watched the first episode and I was making fun of the person that won because of a certain thing that they didn't bring.
I know me too.
And I was just
rather-
like, this person's done. This person's done.
Yeah.
But also it just makes me so angry. The people who quit on the very first day.
I know.
So you get dropped out in the middle of nowhere. If no one's ever watched this before, you get dropped out in the middle of nowhere. You're miles away from any other person that's
You have
contesting.
10 items you can bring.
10 items. There's 10 people. Whoever can get to 90 days or the last person standing.
Weapons?
You could bring any, no like guns or anything, but you can bring a
and this-
knife, an axe if you want to.
The ones in Alaska, you're allowed to bring a weapon if you want to. The
Like a bow and
Australian
arrow.
one, you could not.
Oh
bring,
yeah, because
like,
the
a
guy,
knife.
one guy got a bow and arrow with a freaking moose, dude.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Similarly, Andrew, you should watch a show. You'd actually really dig it. But the hooks for fishing are not barbed, so it's like you could easily lose.
This was the Australian one that weren't barbed.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's so many restrictions on the Australian one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And-
places in the U.S. you can't fish with barbs, like for trout and like certain spots.
Yeah.
But
There's
that's lame.
but that's the thing. Like when I'm saying like people are wanting to be on the show, they send in videos, they get accepted.
Yeah.
They're telling all their friends and family. And the one dude who goes out there leaves the first day.
I know.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It would drive me crazy. I'm like, I was just
And
prepared.
he was a ancestor of or like a descendant of the Aboriginals.
Oh, okay.
And so like he did this whole like speech at the beginning where he's like praying like this Aboriginal thing of like
Yeah.
the
And
land
their, and their
like,
mother, yeah, and like in the land's tongue.
First day he dropped out. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
but
dude,
I mean, that's not even spoiler because it's like whatever, get it out of
it's
the
a
way.
great show.
How
but
do you go back to your people?
No, I know.
How do you go
Your
back?
wife?
Like
Who's like, okay, I'm not going to see you for 3 months. I love you. You've prepped for this. You can do this.
Yeah. Also, I'm watching all the kids. I'm going to take care of the house. I'm going to bring in some kind of income. I'm going to do everything so you can go do this.
And come home with $250,000. And they just walk. I'm like, I couldn't believe
you know
that.
what it is? It happened with a couple of them. They literally just freak out because they're like alone.
It's a
Yeah.
For the
mental
first
thing.
time in their history, probably.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I'm trying to, and while I'm watching it, I'm telling myself I'm not as strong as I think I am.
No.
There's 100% like out there. I would probably, there's something would affect me. But I'm like,
yeah, when that
on paper, I'm like, I don't really think so. I
when
mean, like,
the
I
dude
think I could
goes
last
like
a while.
he goes like 30 days without eating. You're like, okay, well,
I could
couldn't
not
do that.
Yeah.
What's like the biggest danger in the Australian one?
Nothing really, just
Starvation.
starvation.
Yeah, just not having enough.
They
I
have
mean, you could-
Tasmanian devils because they're on the island of Tasmania,
Okay.
and the biggest thing was Tasmanian devils, but they're like
and it's freezing.
this big.
It's freezing cold.
Yeah,
So
the
it's
weather patterns are crazy.
rains 270 days out of the year. So
Yeah.
it's like if
So
you don't
you
have
have-
dry wood,
So you have water, but fire's a
I mean,
They-
yeah,
they
as
all
long,
manage
you have
fire.
to, yeah, they have to have, you have to have fire for, but after a couple of days, some people couldn't have fire because it was raining so much and they didn't have enough food, water, firewood prepped.
Yeah,
And so it's just, yeah, you got to go in with a plan for sure. I would
Yeah.
honestly, I think we should just try 4 days or something by ourselves and we do it as
dude.
like,
I keep saying
that
it.
would be so fun. And
We-
we vlog the whole thing.
We just
I
need
would
to.
love that.
all right.
We need to do the island.
I would love that. Dude.
Guys, can I do it too?
Sure.
Sure.
We need
By
to
yourself?
find a babysitter. Yeah. I want to do it
You've
by myself.
never been camping in your life.
Dude, I bet you I'll outlast all you guys.
Okay. Please, can we do this now? Please.
Except for I don't know how to clean a fish, so you guys have to show me how to clean
But
a
I'm
fish.
no
not
tent.
helping you do nothing.
No
Do
tent,
it.
right?
Okay,
No tent, but you get like you can bring the 10 things.
You can bring.
okay. Can you bring seasonings?
I have.
If that's part of your 10 things, sure. That one girl, Gina, brought a salt block.
Brought a salt block. Yeah.
But that's a crazy thing for one of the items too. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
that was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps your body retain water, so you stay hydrated.
Yeah,
with
but
salt.
she ends up putting a ton of it in her soup and like makes one of those like salt purges on accident. It throws
Yeah,
up all over the
gotcha.
place.
Gotcha.
And what is I don't know. Yeah, it's just wild to me. I absolutely love that show, but it's
I'm gonna have to check it
crazy.
out.
I think I could go if I had food. That's the only thing. The food would be a real. But I think I could deal with some good solitude.
Yeah, probably. But then in like 5 minutes, you're like, man, it's my kids.
I know.
I think I have it in me. I think I could block it off. That's what I just did as a kid all the time. Like when we had to move all the time, I just had to close myself. I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna see these people ever again. Get over it. And you just move and you just be fine with it. I think I could just go to an island, and that would be the thing. I'd have to transition. I'd have to have a team of people with psychologists transition me back to society.
Yeah.
That's what I would need. I'd be fine, but I would be lost
Check on
completely
Andy.
mind-wise.
He's got the like World War I shell shock look on his face.
1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
People are he's gonna like have lore made after him. He's gonna be the Sasquatch of the island.
That would be so fun just to prank the people on the island. Dude, it'd be so good.
You.
That's what- Spider!
Something hit me.
Oh.
I thought it was the spider. That's not real.
There was no spider.
I know. I realized that.
I don't.
That's you literally 5 seconds into the island. You're just like, oh, it's on me.
No, it's true. It's true.
Oh, speaking of island,
Island boy.
there's this lake in Russia. Speaking of Russia, we talked about Russia last week.
Yes, we did.
And the
Death Mountain.
craziness. Let's just say Russia has some of the craziest stories.
Wild.
Some old earth there.
They-
But there's this lake there called Lake Baikal. And it is, I found this out, the deepest freshwater lake on earth.
How deep?
Over 5,000 feet deep.
That's almost 2 miles.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's crazy. 5,000 feet.
Yes.
How big is it?
It's huge.
okay.
You should look it up. It's actually wait, do I have a picture? No, I don't. It's Lake Baikal. Kal.
Dude, I hate deep water. It's
Well,
crazy. You could just be on a
You're
boat.
gonna hate this lake even more.
Good. Let's go.
Okay, so in 1982, there was these Soviet divers that, yeah.
So just for comparison, the lake closest to it is Lake Superior.
No way. Like as far as size? Oh
Not
my
anywhere close.
goodness,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh,
That is wild.
no, thank you.
Dude, what is down there?
You're about to find out.
No.
Let's start with the critters.
1982.
Okay.
This is a classified document that got released to the public in 2000. Was it 2000? Yeah, 2000. And it was in the Soviet government, like a classified document. So these Soviet divers in 1982 were doing these diving routines or whatever in the lake, in Lake Baikal. And they're down, was it 52 meters or something? 100 or 50 meters, 164 feet down. And then all of a sudden, out of the depths, they said there were these 6 humanoid creatures, and they described them as wearing these tight, metallic-looking suits, 9 feet tall, and wearing like these like weird jelly helmets.
So they're just floating in the water.
They just come up as they're they're like here, and they just come up. 6 of
Scariest
them.
possible thing you could see at that moment, for sure.
And what these divers decided to do, apparently as like a, what the heck is that? They like had a net or something. And so they tried to catch one of them. And then like all these things did something to where it caused this force field and shot all these divers up to the surface like almost instantly. They all got the bends.
Oh, no.
It was 7 divers. 3 of them ended up dying.
Oh, my gosh.
And then the rest were basically silenced from ever speaking about what happened.
Why? Because they were so traumatized, or they were the
No, it was
bends,
classified.
Oh, I see.
Like so, like it was like the Soviet Union did not want anyone to know what they saw.
So who was this team? Who like
Just these Soviet Navy divers.
They are from the government, the
Yes.
Soviet government.
And they're
God.
down there, and these humanoid creatures came up, tried to catch one, and then they just like poof, got shot up to the surface.
That's terrifying. Do you think that's the first time they ever went down there?
No.
I was gonna say because that seems like a test, almost like
Yeah.
let's send these guys down there.
There's reports even today of craft coming out of the lake, like in orbs and stuff coming out of the lake, and also people constantly disappearing around the lake,
Yeah.
which would make sense. It's a huge lake.
Yeah.
I mean, ginormous, and it's in Siberia. It's very remote, and it's one of the deepest lakes. It's typically frozen the good majority of the year, but apparently, I think this was a story too from the same lake. Like it's so big that they're actually able to test submarines within it.
Mhm.
And this one submarine on their sonar picked up these objects. I think it was actually 6 objects that were coming towards them at like, they said it was like 400 miles an hour. And so they turned, and it like matched the path of the submarine
And they're watching it on the screen.
on the sonar. It was like in a formation.
Yeah.
And they're like, go up, go up. And so the submarine breached, right? They came up to the surface, and then they used the, what do you call it? The little,
Telescope thing. Yeah.
I forget what it's called. The thing that they look out to see the surface. And these things just popped up out of the water and just shot off in the distance.
So they come up to the top.
These craft or
Yeah.
the submarine, yeah.
Okay.
And then the craft followed them up and then
So
popped up and then took off in the air.
There were 6
Wow.
crafts
Yeah.
that popped out. Oh, golly, dude.
So there's a lot of weird stuff happening with this lake. And I
Yeah.
would like to look into more stories about it.
Is there anything else newer? Like, there's any?
I
other
mean,
news
just
on
like
it?
modern day, it's just people see stuff all around it, like paranormal.
Is it closed off or people use it?
No, people, you can walk around it and stuff.
We
Yeah.
gotta go to Russia.
Yeah.
Dude, it makes you wonder, like,
I mean, it's a beautiful place. Like, look at that.
Oh yeah, but it just feels eerie now.
It's like,
That's
Is it?
beautiful.
is it surrounded by mountains?
yeah.
See, it makes me wonder, like, if there are like hollow earth or like caverns, like there would be like pressure and air pressure inside would actually like you could have a different entrance point to the bottom of that lake. So
Yeah, dude. That's
Well, that one theory of where we see UFOs in the United States are primarily where aquifers are.
Mhm.
And so they're saying that there is, in fact, an underground tunnel connection with aquifers and different lakes and stuff to where these UFOs can travel and come out.
Pyramids are really actually built on aquifers too.
Yes, they are.
Wow.
Weird
that.
stuff.
Hate that. Dude, that's so scary. I just can't. I hate when in the movies, like when they're tracking something and something's like beeping and it's like coming towards them, but they're looking around. They can't see. That's the worst fear of all time. So I can't imagine just floating around, seeing these alien things come out.
9 feet tall, they said.
And why is our first reaction to try to like attack them?
Yeah, I don't know.
Catch 'em.
It's like literally why we think they're like, we come in peace. Like they probably just have to get that out immediately just before we shoot them or something.
I know.
They said, so this thing, it said modern day stuff is UFO sightings. Many locals have reported seeing strange lights and craft emerging from the water. Disappearing boats, several vessels and their crews have vanished under unexplained circumstances, and magnetic anomalies. Some areas of the lake cause compasses to spin wildly, similar to the Bermuda Triangle.
What do you guys keep calling that when the lines?
Ley lines?
Ley lines.
Ley lines. Ley lines.
Trying to think of the
It's a
song.
new song.
Anyways, that would be the scariest lake to go visit.
Yeah. No.
5,000 feet deep.
Dude, it's not a big deal when you're on a boat and then you think it's like, 10 feet or something. And then you look at the thing and it's like, yeah, this is 50 feet deep. It just immediately gets scary. Nothing about your situation changes, but it's just knowing that there's space below you.
Knowing that there's 5,000 feet of water below you.
The mysteries.
Don't drop your phone.
So vulnerable. Yeah, seriously.
So scary.
And how deep is the Titanic? Like, because that.
Well, yeah. How deep is the
that's like-
Mariana Trench?
I don't know.
Because that's like the deepest trench in it.
I'm on the trench.
They said it was like some stat that like it's 5,000 feet deep, but it goes below the
12,000 feet is Titanic. Still though, that's crazy.
What do you call it? Ocean level or
Sea level.
Sea level. They said that this lake, it's so deep that it goes like 2,000 feet below sea level.
But Siberia is really high up.
Yeah, so they're saying like the 3,000 feet are above sea level and 2,000 feet are below sea level.
I see.
Well, the Mariana Trench is 35,876 feet deep.
Wow, that's very, very deep. Also spooky.
That's very deep.
Have we gotten to the bottom of that? Literally, I guess. Both literally and figuratively, because I want to know what's down there. So we both want to know how.
I think we have. Like
Yeah.
send like a ROV or whatever they call
I
it.
doubt it.
ROV? Yeah.
Rove.
POV.
Robotic observer vehicle.
If that's it, if that's actually probably it.
That's not it. It can't be
You
it.
pulled it, dude. Yeah, that's so scary. We just got. Yeah, I want to get like a map of conspiracies.
That would be cool.
Like if we could create our own Ninjas or Butterflies globe and just have like dots on, like that was where the Dyatlov Pass happened. That's where the lake.
From what
yeah.
I've seen, Russia would be lit up.
Yeah,
Hey, is Mel's Hole made up?
Mel's Hole?
Some think it is.
Okay.
Others think it's true. It's just being covered up.
Because it was really, I mean, it wasn't like a huge story. It was just a guy and that he was talking on the radio show for a long time.
Is it a creepy pasta? Is what I'm asking.
No, it was a guy that really
Oh.
went on the radio show Coast to Coast.
Oh, okay.
And it's blacked out on Google Maps.
Yeah, which is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dog on the pyramid. So that was confirmation as well.
Yeah.
Continuing with your globe.
Yeah.
I assume you were going to go into a travel subject. We should travel.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, we should.
And I'm here right now to ask you guys, can we go to Costa Rica in October?
Yes.
Say yes.
Let's go.
I found an Airbnb, Andrew. We need to go to Costa Rica. October's not a great time to go to Costa Rica.
I don't think
but it's
Andrew would be
inexpensive.
interested though, because the surfing I heard is not very good there.
No, it's actually perfect. It's the best coast. Seriously, it's like a surfside town.
best coast.
It's called like Playa something.
It's a joke. Of course,
Playa,
it's like
Playa Linda.
No, that's in Florida.
I know.
Andrew's afraid of water.
Yeah.
He's like the guy from Unbreakable.
Okay, so say yes. So far, I think it's only going to cost you $2,500 for the whole trip.
Don't act like that's not just, that's a lot of money.
I know, but it's for a trip abroad.
Abroad,
It's for
Andy.
new
What's her name?
experiences, and it's a week-long trip
Dang.
for you and Paige. Say yes.
As long as we film like 3 pods, so ninjas can pay for the Airbnb.
Or we could do 1 pod and then we could do some kind of spooky, like your globe.
We definitely need to do that. Would be great for a vlog, and we can research conspiracies in local Costa Rica because there's got to be some.
The
stuff.
Blurry guys are all in Costa Rica right now.
No way.
Yeah.
That's where they're doing their event.
Oh, that's right. We got. Why we couldn't invite Blurry? Come on. Why haven't they invited us?
Okay, say yes.
We've all said yes. We all want to do that, of course.
That would be
Are you going to
cool.
go through like a travel agent or something?
No, I was just going to do it myself.
You can get better deals with you if you go through a travel agent.
But then you got
Is
to pay
this
the
an ad?
travel agent.
No, you don't. They don't. Travel agent. You don't pay travel agents. They get booked through their business. If they book business, then guess what? They get a commission off of that. You don't
so then
pay
they'd
them.
probably charge more then.
No,
'Cause they have to make
that's the
money
point
off
of going
it.
through travel agents because you get literally money. They're finding deals, dude.
Well,
they
how
get
do they make
discounts
money?
through people.
How do they make
Listen,
money?
I'm not going to explain travel agents to you, okay? All right, but they're free. That's the great thing about travel agents.
Don't we know one?
We know so many. Let's compare. I will try to talk with somebody and we'll see if we get who gets a better deal.
Hey,
Just
I
saying.
got this.
Okay.
Or we go alone.
Oh.
Or we go to Russia.
But we all travel separately and we see who gets there faster.
Yeah.
Josh wants to go to Patagucci.
What is
Patagonia.
that? Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I saw some dude sprinting in the field like a pasture with the Patagonia Mountains in the background and just wild horses. And he's just running with wild horses. I'm like, that looks so cool.
I do really want to go to like Peru and stuff.
Yeah. We do need to make a list so we can literally start planning because if we just keep saying it, because we need to go Austin. If there's any people in Austin,
Yeah, we actually do need to go to Austin.
we need to make an Austin trip this year.
We have a Patreon member that lives in Texas too and is invited out to stay with us.
Okay.
For us to stay with them.
Yeah, we need to figure that
Furthermore,
out.
the whole idea of Costa Rica was to get our little bicycle just to keep practicing traveling as a group because we could. The sky's the limit, literally.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. We've been invited to go to space.
I think we should have Patreon choose one of the places we visit one of these days.
Okay, well
Where
we
they all
should.
vote.
Then we give them
But
a budget.
abroad.
We give them a
Yeah.
budget, and they have to plan our trip for us.
Did you see? That's hilarious. You mentioned that because there's this guy who's a teacher and he's like, this is a hack that I've did for years. He says I had a project for all my 8th grade students and I gave them $300. Like ideally, just like plan a weekend long trip for $300. You have to get travel, hotel, everything, and they would do it. They would do it like literally, like they would do it in front of the class and everything, like a whole presentation. And then after that summer, he would just take all of the trips that he wanted to do. He's like, because I'm going home and I'm grading their homework already. So it's like, I can't do it at home because I don't have time to plan for this stuff. So it's like, he made it
Genius.
work. I was like, that's amazing.
That's very smart.
That's funny.
So someone get on it. Pick some sites, make the itinerary for us, sell us on it, and it might happen.
That would be fun.
Costa
I
Rica
don't-
looks dope. I don't know anything about it.
I don't think we
Jungle.
can spend more than $4,000 a family, and that includes
It's a
airfare.
lot.
That is a lot.
That's.
Do you guys even know what traveling costs
I know how
we
much
did
can.
a 2-week honeymoon.
for $6,000?
Yeah, and that was a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's expensive. I want to take a week-long vacation.
For 4?
But you
Before.
got to if we got to
But
find
now we
hacks.
have 2 extra people.
But if you're not planning, that's the thing. If you don't even know about travel agents, then we need to educate ourselves on how to travel.
Yeah.
Because there are hacks and
We
better
can talk
deals
about
that
this
we
on
get.
Patreon.
Okay.
Absolutely. Everyone's loving this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what a lot of people don't love though? Mainly the
can't-
Persians.
What?
Why? I love Persians.
No, I'm saying, do you know what the Persians don't love?
Oh, I thought you said, you know what people don't love? Mostly the Persians.
Mostly the Persians. What they don't love.
I don't know.
Alexander the Great,
Okay.
True.
Why?
That's true.
because
He's
conquered
great.
them.
He's in the name. It's great.
Yeah, but he's also probably Nephilim.
No way.
Uh-uh.
Wait, that makes sense, though.
Okay, explain to me like I'm dumb. What did Alexander the Great do?
He conquered all of Persia. He's
Okay.
from Greece or Macedonia.
Got it.
And he fought the Persians, but then went on this campaign to where he's like, I'm going to reach the end of the world. And so just started conquering all the way into India. And then basically a coup formed and everyone went back. But
How'd he die?
he died in Babylon under weird circumstances. They think he was either poisoned, but let me get to that.
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
So when I say Alexander the Great was potentially Nephilim or had Nephilim DNA or was somehow connected to the spiritual realm, is it starts off with his mother, who her name was Olympias, right?
Okay.
and she was married to King Philip II of Macedonia. And he was the king of Macedonia. And just for some history, so Macedonia was north of Greece, and the Greeks treated Macedonia like how the early English treated like Scotland, like the Highlands, like they're a bunch of barbarians. They don't know anything. So King Philip II, basically the Persians were just kicking the Greeks' butts constantly. And so he united all the clans of Macedonia, rose up, went to Greece, attacked a bunch of dudes. They all formed together. And then he was about to do his campaign towards Persia, right? The Persian Empire. And his bodyguard killed him.
Oh, no.
And they believe that it was Olympias, his wife, that potentially killed him because she wanted Alexander the Great to go and do it because she believed that he was half God.
Oh.
Because her story to Alexander was that he was not the son of Philip II, but was the son of Zeus Ammon, which is basically this god that was basically Zeus and the god Ammon from Egypt, which was the god of lightning and the god of all gods, came together. The story goes that either Zeus Ammon disguised himself as a serpent to impregnate her, also could have come in the form of lightning, it said.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Serpent or lightning. And so that's how Alexander the Great was conceived.
How does she know this? How did she come to this conclusion?
That's just, she's saying this is what happened to me.
Okay.
You're not the son of Philip II, you're the son of Zeus Ammon.
Got it.
And so Alexander the Great believed he was half God, half deity, right? But the stories of this legend of what he did was just like undefeated. He was just so wise on the battlefield and was just conquering everything. And so many people were behind him. He was so brilliant. And he went into Egypt, right? And he went to this place. Where is it? They call it the Oracle. Where else? Give me a second.
I want to be called an oracle so bad.
Yeah, so
Oh, another thing. He was also taught by Aristotle.
What?
Alexander the Great, his teacher was Aristotle.
That's crazy.
Every time we talk about history, I just realize I don't know any of the timeline.
Timeline,
Me
this
neither.
would be the 300 BC era. Yeah.
Okay.
Where was it? Siwa Oracle. So that was this place off of, so we found it at Alexandria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was also where the library was built, the Library of
wow.
Alexandria. And they're saying that's a connection to where he went out throughout the entire world and collected all this hidden knowledge and
Wow.
brought it back, created Alexandria, and that's where the library was formed. But he went to this oracle, and it says when he stepped in, the oracles said, welcome. They basically said, like, welcome Anon, which is the god of gods, right?
Mhm.
To them.
Yeah.
So without even knowing who he was, really, they said, welcome.
Spooky.
We know who you are.
They just knew.
Or son of Anon, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Amun.
How did they realize that? They
I don't know.
yeah.
There are some oracles in this one part of Egypt or whatever. But even the ancient Jews and Muslims have this story of Alexander fighting the Nephilim and containing them, and because he wanted to be the one to defeat all of them.
Yeah.
And so there's this thing, it's called I believe the Alexander Romance. I have so many notes.
It's a bad romance.
Where is it? Yeah. The medieval story of Alexander Romance recounts how Alexander built a massive gate between two mountains to imprison Gog and Magog. Often it's talked about in scripture. Of
So
like
a literal gate, like a literal
Yeah.
prison. And so they dug down underneath the lakes.
Yeah. And I was like looking at him like, is there any chance that like, I just like went off on all these rabbit trails. Is there any chance that Alexander the Great would have known about the Watchers or the Book of Enoch or anything? And there is, because the Book of Enoch, at least the Book of Watchers, was written during the time of Alexander the Great.
Really?
And that was passed down originally through oral tradition. And then if you know anything about Alexander the Great and what he did, he was in Israel and befriended a priest in Israel
Wow.
who taught him things. And then he went down to Egypt and learned all this stuff.
There's no way he wouldn't have heard about it.
Right. There's a very high chance that he would have known about the Watchers and this divine being presence kind of thing. But to say all that, so he went and conquered the world, right? And then when he went to India, he said that he fought these like mystical creatures and stuff, like this crazy stuff in India. But his men, they originally set out on this campaign to be like, yes, we're going to conquer Persia, right? And then we're going to be loaded, go home, buy whatever we want. But Alexander the Great's like, no, we're going to keep going. Mm-hmm. And basically the whole army was like, we're done with this. They've been conquering the world for 10 years now. So they've been away from home for 10 years. And so they finally were about to form a coup, and Alexander the Great's like, all right, we'll go back. Goes back. He's in Babylon. And then all of a sudden he's struck an ill. And then just dies. But where the crazy theory part comes into place, this conspiracy part, is they said that his body laid exactly the same and didn't decompose for over 6 days.
Oh.
And then what could have done that?
They're saying that because he potentially had this Nephilim blood, whatever, kind of like how we talked about Nimrod. Or Gilgamesh, how they uncovered his tomb and he was perfectly preserved, right? He like didn't rot away. So they're saying this was the same scenario with Alexander the Great. And so they built him this elaborate golden casket, and they're going to bring him back to Macedonia. And on their way there, it got hijacked and went to Alexandria. And ever since then, no one knows where his tomb is.
Do you think that maybe he burned with Alexandria?
With the books?
I don't know, but there's these theories that are out there that either the Vatican is somehow involved with the stealing of his tomb,
typical,
or the what do you call them? I'm blanking. Knights Templar.
Okay, yeah,
interesting.
Went and stole. So a lot of this theory of stealing his body goes into the whole occult, Freemason, Rosicrucian, all that
Nephilim
Vatican
DNA.
Yeah, kind of like how. If Gilgamesh's tomb was discovered, how the U.S. government came in and took it because he had some sort of DNA that they wanted to use. They're saying the same thing could have happened to Alexander the Great.
Wow,
these great warriors.
Yeah.
So who nowadays is that person?
I don't know.
Is that DNA still running?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, people back in the day were doing stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Now
I just think it's amazing. We were so advanced back then, dude. The pyramids could not be duplicated today. Imagine all the knowledge within the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah. This is all complete conspiracy based too.
Yeah.
That this is like
complete
offshoot of like, because it is history, but there were really weird scenarios, true things that were said. Like his mother really did say that. He really did believe that he was related to Achilles and Hercules, the son of Zeus.
Yeah. That wasn't uncommon though in that culture.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
But the fact that he was able to basically conquer anything he wanted. And he died at the age of 32 as well. So he was conquering all this stuff in his 20s.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. And so they're literally just on a road trip. They don't go back home. They just conquer.
Yeah.
He just has an army. And so, oh man, dude, I got to learn more about Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
I could send you some stuff. It's really cool.
I'm reading about it right now. It's insane. Like the fact that he got to that city to destroy it, and then the priest walked out and was talking to him, brought him in, and then he was like, I'm not going to do this, and he's the one who introduced everything.
What did he say to him?
I kind of spaced out, so forgive me if I'm like duplicating your
Repeat everything you said.
Yeah. I was like, I
the
might
theory
be.
is that, so a lot of this history of Alexander the Great was written hundreds of years after his death.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it was just like oral tradition and stuff like that. But even Josephus, the Jewish historian scholar that wrote about Jesus and stuff, he wrote about Alexander the Great meeting the priest in Israel. And they speculate that Alexander the Great, knowing this background or believing that he was this demigod, whatever, that he was obsessed with understanding more of the knowledge of, you would call it the occult, but like the knowledge of the Watchers.
Yeah.
And so that's why he got like this high of like, I need to explore all these places where there, in fact, still are Nephilim and learn as much as I can because I'm going to rule the world.
Yeah, it gives you power.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like two things. The high priest said he took him to the passages in Daniel where it's talking about someone was going to destroy the Persians, and he proclaimed over him. He's like, "I've met you. This is you. This prophecy is about you."
Wow.
But then combined with the belief that he was a half god, he dove fully into all the legends and apparently was obsessed with researching. So the library, he was trying to uncover not just information but his own history. Like he was like psycho, like believed I am him.
Yeah.
That's
It's weird.
That's so wild.
The history of Alexander the Great is fascinating though.
I'm just trying to comprehend like that at that time. Life is so different, so much more intense, so much more serious, so much more life and death.
Yeah.
Gosh, man. I was watching that silly show on Netflix, Resident Alien.
Yeah.
And they mention like they even have like footage of the real UFO that the Navy saw that one time that they released and stuff and how it disappeared. And then the joke is that when it disappeared, the alien in the show, that's where it crash landed when it teleported. And so they kind of play on it, but it literally like it all just brings up just the more and more how we just rewrite history. Winners are the ones who write the history.
Yeah.
There's so many things that have been forgotten about and have been twisted. And it's things like that, man. Like, who knows? 300 BC?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I just thought it was fascinating, too, of, like, just the connection of, like, Israel and Egypt and, like, the Israel thing alone, to me, was, like, really cool to see that. He, like, went and met with this priest in Israel, and this priest was showing him, like, the book of Daniel and these prophecies.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's me.
Dude,
I'm gonna wanna destroy
Enoch
Persia.
was around. He was reading the Iliad, all of this legendary stuff. Dude, it's all real and it's all connected.
I'm telling you.
For sure.
I definitely think it's connected somehow.
I came across another cool little piece of information on Tolkien. Apparently when he was a kid, he was at a monastery or something like that, but they had this massive library, and apparently he was allowed in to their their private library, and before he was reading all this stuff, he was literally building a history in his mind, and then they took it all and sent it to the Vatican and it closed it off. But apparently like even his retelling of Lord of the Rings is supposedly has plagiarized the stories that are now in the Vatican. But like
that's the coolest.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Gosh, man. It's so much deeper than we all think.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. I feel so dumb. I'm just go home, play video games, and eat sandwiches. Alexander literally conquered the world.
Dude, it's part of our
his
education,
20s. I know. It's like, what am I doing?
I was eating at dumpsters in my 20s.
Oh, no.
I was watching Ninjas or Butterflies.
But yeah, I probably did a terrible job explaining the thing because it
was
goes
fun. That was
There's
super
so
fun.
many rabbit trails talking about the connection of Alexander the Great and Nephilim and giants and the Watchers and the occult and the Vatican.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I think there are, I don't know how it looks. I mean, we could talk about this after the pod, but like doing deep dives, but like not, because we want to spend like an hour on one subject, but we can't do that for like the pod. Like we can't just talk about one whole thing. But
Maybe
if
we could do
do
it for a Patreon.
well,
that's
why
what I'm saying.
can't
Like
we,
if we
though?
can create like full, like we can create other segments of just like different episodes where it's like we're only talking about this, or like you could bring a true crime case that we break down the whole details or something. That'd be
Or
so
we could
fun.
just talk about Vanderpump Rules for an entire episode.
We could do that.
Never mind. Actually, we don't need to change anything up. We don't need to add anymore.
But yeah, it's crazy stuff. I'll send you the stuff that I watched about Alexander the Great. It's because this one video I watched, it was basically about his conquering, so like all the wars and stuff. And they broke it down. I'm such like a visual learner.
Yeah.
They just showed the map and the timeline, and like that really helped me connect the
That's
dots
the best
and stuff. Yeah.
What is it? I think it's John Green or Hank Green, one of the Greens. I think it's Hank. I don't know. But he does like the history of the world kind of stuff, and just like literally takes you through classes of just like each, and it's all animated, and it talks about one specific war, why it all happened, and everything. He breaks it down, and like it's such great.
I bet it was
series.
John Green. He's coming out with a book this year. I can't wait to read it. Hold on,
The
let me read-
tuberculosis one?
Yes.
Yeah, everything is tuberculosis.
Everything is tuberculosis, and it's a history and stuff like that.
Yeah. I heard a quote today. It says, read more than you think you should. And I'm like, that's what I got to keep doing.
I agree.
Just got to keep reading more.
Dude,
This
I
one
read
podcast. Oh, go ahead.
5 books.
What?
I read 5 books in 2.5 weeks.
Good job.
It was garbage.
Big
though.
books.
Let's talk about them on Patreon.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to talk about it.
I will say
Is it that series?
Yeah.
Okay.
the podcast, The Rest is History.
Okay. The
Is it-
rest is history.
The rest is history.
Oh yeah, I actually just started
It's these
following
two older British dudes,
Uh-huh.
and they're just like, they totally roast each other during like talking about history and stuff. Like, I think that what he did was absolutely atrocious. He's like, well, I didn't think it was actually atrocious. It was quite fitting for the time. But they're great, and like they're so wise, and like it's so fun to listen to.
What's it called?
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah, and they have. I was listening to one about Alexander the Great. They don't get into like the conspiracy side. They're talking about the literal things that he did.
Yeah. Do you know Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
Dude, he does a podcast on a bunch of weird, like conspiracy,
No way.
UFOs, cryptids, and stuff.
Really?
That's my number one goal for this year is get Paul Giamatti on this podcast.
Oh my gosh, I'd freak out.
I'd panic, dude. He's so good at everything.
His
He's so funny.
performance in the holdovers was
Yeah,
amazing.
wild, and he's so good. He's just absolutely.
Wait, now I'm
awesome.
trying to think about who that is.
He's the guy we
Bald
watched the movie
guy.
The Holdovers, and he had something going on with his eye the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, crazy good. He's so funny.
All right, guys. Well, that's it.
I hope you guys had fun.
It's actually not it, because we're going to continue this conversation about more weird stuff that we discovered on patreon.com/ninjas or butterflies.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And also, we get you discount codes off of merch. You get extra behind the scenes footage, and it's pretty great. Also, go to sundaycool.com. If you know somebody that needs to order shirts with their logo or their design on it, sundaycool.com. We work here. Keep us in business for the love of Almighty.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube.
Leave a review.
Like it. Leave a comment. Go to our Spotify. Follow us. Follow us on, what do you call it, Apple?
Comment the word butt crack.
Ooh, yes.
Comment the last
let's
time
break
you
a world
used the word
record.
butt crack.
Yeah, we'll break the record for the amount of comments that just say butt crack.
Ooh.
Nice.
Seriously, do it. I don't care how many times you have to comment. Make it happen. We need to have 20,000 comments on
Watch
this
that.
episode.
Watch that get our video taken down. But yeah, guys, we love you and we appreciate your support. And
We're glad you're back, Lil.
Yeah.
Thanks, me too. I'm happy to be here. Thanks, guys.
Woo!
Okay, bye.
Love you guys.
Love you.
See you on Patreon.
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations. I said empty your mind.
You learn martial arts!
Ninjas attack!
Did you know Alexander the Great was a Nephilim?
Did you know he put two giants between two big mountains?
It's not true. Gog and Magog were the regions.
I wanna go swim 5,000 feet into a lake in Russia.
In Russia.
In Russia.
In Russia.
I wanna befriend aliens in a lake in Russia.
In Russia. I wanna swim with you, alien beings.
Don't fly away. Don't leave me now.
Don't leave me, aliens. Please don't go.
It's good.
That was almost
That was almost really great. But it sucked.